Alright, good morning, everybody. Hopefully you guys had an awesome day to end the week. I know I did, and we're going to go through everything this morning about how I caught every trade this morning that we did in this morning's live trading stream. Now, that big winner today was AGMH. This thing was insane from 7 to 11. We're going to break down this whole trade here, what I took it, how I took it, when I took it. That way you know how to catch these trades too as you go into the next week. Now, let's go ahead and get started in order here. I want to start at the very top of what we were watching into market open. Now, going into pre-market today, we had a few things we were looking at, and it looked a little bit slow. It was a little bit less active this morning again, but we had AGMH, which was up over 200%, and we also had, I believe it was ZEO, or what was it, ZEO, or I think it was ZEO up over 100%, or no, ZOZ up over 200%. So we got a few things looking at here going into the open, and I was hoping to see some good action out of the bell today, and we saw some okay opportunities. We had some stuff like WLDS here we were watching into the bell, and we had a few tickers we were watching into the open today on WLDS and AGMH and GRRR. And so we had something here on the radar at least to be looking at. And so we're going to break those down. You came out of market open, and first trade that I took was on CJET. Now, the reason why I liked this so much, and we had this on the pre-market watch list, this thing did look pretty good, kind of a tight range to trade, but nonetheless, I had a nice opportunity here to trade it. So you have the swing low from pre-market, you have the swing low from the opening flush, and so I'm looking for this to get reversing back up into the top of its range. And we kind of get that here. Range wasn't great. You can see here, we only had room back at the top of trend, which was literally right here above price. And so if you get zoomed in here, and it made a big move here after, but if you get zoomed in here, you can see what I was looking for, where we put in place this bottom here and begin to curl here back underneath moving averages. And so I was able to take this here underneath moving averages here for the move back up into towards these opening highs, top of its range. And it's okay, so it did pretty well here. Played it from 1750 to about 1830. A little bit of a small win to break the ice here on CJET. And so my top watches actually at the market open were WLDS and CJET. I happened to play this first, but then I saw WLDS setting up dip. But then I saw WLDS setting up afterwards, and I said, well, let's go try and play this. And so all through here, and I'm watching it initially down here on WLDS because we have this break of trend. Well, all through here, this thing has a horrific spread. Not a whole lot of volume at market open. You can see the difference here. Look at the bell, and then look at this volume here at 9:33, 3 minutes after market opens. And so we didn't actually get volume until after a bit of delayed volume. But that delayed volume sort of, it remains at least for several minutes, and I get some good trades on this where I can take some nice pullbacks off of VWAP. You can see right here, got VWAP beneath price. I'm able to take these pullbacks, sell up into strength, really 2 times. And I played this pretty well, as you can see. Simple little VWAP pullbacks over the pre-market high. Look at this. So relatively easy trade. Took it there from 6 to about 615 2 times. Then you can see price pulls back, puts in place this bottom off of pre-market lows, consolidates, breaks back to the upside. So on this break back to the upside over VWAP, took a re-entry, risking the bottom of this candle for the move back higher up into this previous high. And so again, able to do just that. Take it off of VWAP. Again, stop loss goes at the break of this range. And I get that nice move here to the upside. Again, I played here from 580 all the way to 6. Sitting nice. Well, now price pulls back off this high again and puts in place this double bottom. So see how we have this double bottom form here? So that gives us 2 data points to use for trend. And so we have swing low, putting in place this range. And so now we have resistance, trend line support, that we can take some good trades off of. And so again, I take a pullback here. You can see take a pullback here at 598 off the bottom of trend after it confirms. So you can see here, wait for it to confirm, breaks out, take the entry, risking the bottom of that candle. And then again, capture a nice move here from 598 all the way back to 614. And so again, I played this pretty well. Took the profit here after it then rejected to really get going on the break of trend here. You can see it hesitated and broke back beneath. So went ahead and took the exit and sat here with some nice profits. So this thing was really nice too. I mean, you figure it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this thing today. It was pretty nice. Now, ZEO was my one red ticker of the morning. I tried to get a little bit aggressive on this. I had small size on it, so it's not the end of the world. But we had a really good setup here. And, of course, this thing rockets over VWAP here. I try to get aggressive. I take it here at 140, risking VWAP down here at 130. And so I had pretty wide stops, small share size, and I was looking for the squeeze up higher to 170, 180. Of course, I didn't get that. But nonetheless, nice trade here as well. A little aggressive, but nonetheless, part of the process. Then we went on over to AGMH. This is where everything really took a turn for the better. And this is where I wrapped that up for the day. One of those things where one trade is all it takes. And this was that one trade this morning, this is all it took. So what happens here? This was leading gapper this morning for most of the day. And I don't play it all through here because you figure all through here, for one, it's backside. Two, it's choppy. I don't really see any range here because look, I'm not going to play it here because we've got this massive wick off the highs here. I don't really love it too much, but then we have something interesting happen here. And the read that I got on this is, you can't even make this stuff up. It's unbelievable. And so I see this thing, check this out. Again, put yourself in the perspective of both shorts and longs. Price breaks back to the upside here, reclaims trend, consolidates, and then rockets through the high of day. Well, as it rockets to the high of day, it instantly gets rejected back lower. And so what happens here? Shorts see this. Shorts see this big wick off the highs, and guess what? They pile in on this candle here, looking for that continuation to the downside. Well, guess what? It doesn't make that move to the downside and begins to then consolidate. And so what I know is you have a ton of shorts sitting all through this price range because of this nasty grab of liquidity. And so knowing that this is holding so well, I take it here, risking off moving average, and I say, well, look, I think if this thing gets going, it can get squeezing these shorts. I said that to a T. I said, look, I want to try and take some sides here because if this thing gets going, it could really squeeze these shorts. And next thing, a couple seconds later, just explodes through the highs. And so played out to a T. I've not been that satisfied with the trade in a long time. The amount of just the reads I got on this was insane. So crazy. And so again, played this here. As you can see, this thing really gets squeezing shorts as it breaks back over this high. Again, gets squeezing some here, then it breaks over the high of day, and then all hell breaks loose, and this thing halts up and goes. So absolutely insane. I played this thing, you can see here, from $7.57 all the way to $11 a share. And you can't make this stuff up. I could not be happier with how I played this. This was a very anticipatory, almost not gamble, but a high-risk entry. The reason why it was so anticipatory and so high risk is because you got to see it from this perspective is setups like this, they're very speculative. Stocks like this, setups like this aren't going to happen or play out in your favor as frequently as others. And so I came in this with a little bit smaller size, but the move here was enough to turn pretty much anybody's day into an amazing day today. And I just cannot believe the move here. And so that was where I wrapped it up for the day after this move here. My emotions were at a high. I was like, look, I'm feeling pretty good right now. I don't want to go give my profits back. So I shut down today and ended the day with a beautiful end of week. And so to sum it all up, this is exactly how I did today. You can see here AGMH, QS, GRRR, WLDS. QS is up over 40% from that swing last week as well on Friday. So that swing there also printed this week, 40% on that swing from last week. And of course, you can see here WLDS crushed it overall for an amazing day today. If you learned a thing or two from this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for daily content just like this. And as always, make sure to check the description down below. Claim your 7-day free trial before next week. That way you can watch me trade stocks just like this in real time, get alerts, education, watch list, chat room access, and so much more. And I'll see you guys there.